Hey there, in this video I'm going to talk about domains and hosting and websites and email servers and how to make it all work together and how to connect your site to your domain. I'm also going to talk about how to transfer, if you have a domain and a website on one platform, how to actually transfer that to our platform here at Shine Pages, and how you do not need to use a different domain name. You can actually transfer the domain name that you already own. So it seems that I get a lot of questions about domain names and all of the stuff along with it. So I'm going to just go through that here. So just first a little information about domain names in general. So a domain is your website's address. So it's how people find you on the internet, right? Is your domain your website? No. Your domain is not actually the same thing as your website. Your domain is the address that points to a website, and it can point to any website or none at all, because you can purchase domains and kind of hold them and not do anything with them until you decide to point them out to whatever web pages you build. One little tip I'm going to share is that I have actually purchased domain names for each of my kids. Maybe something you would like to do too, just in case when they get older, they want to build a business or have a website with theirname.com. So that's always something you can do. You can purchase those separately at any time. Companies that you can purchase those from are called domain registrars. That would be something like a namecheap.com or GoDaddy.com. A lot of times, however, if you are building on another platform, they will actually bundle their services together. So you might think that you're buying everything all in one, when it's actually several different services, your web hosting, your domain name, your actual builder tools. They're packaging that up and they're building it, in one package. But you still should have access to that domain name as a separate entity, and you're able to manipulate it and manage your domain name regardless of whether you've bundled it together with other services or not. So when you create a new website with Shine Pages, you don't need to connect your domain right away. If you don't want to, you can finish your trial, or you can finish building out your pages exactly as you'd like. And when you're ready to launch, that is when you can connect your custom domain. So you are always going to get a system domain that you can use for free. But if you have purchased a custom domain, again, from one of those registrars out there, you can always connect that, again, regardless of where you bought it, whether it was a standalone registrar or together bundled with another services on a different platform. Regardless, you should have access to manage your domain and point it wherever you'd like, okay? At this point, we are not a domain registrar ourselves. We do not sell domain names at this point. It might be something we add in the future, but right now we do not. But you can connect any domain to your Shine Pages website and your Shine Pages funnel. You actually get two different opportunities to use two different domains if you'd like, one for your website and one for your funnel. You don't need to, you can have just one, but if you'd like two or more, depending on which plan you have, you certainly can connect more than one domain. Okay, let me go on to the next page here. And don't worry, I'm actually going to jump into the actual thing and show you how to connect everything in just a second. I just wanted to get through some of these kind of the foundational stuff just to kind of make sure everybody's on the same page. So in a comparison to domains, which are that address, websites are simply a collection of pages or site files containing your content. And website builders like Shine Pages and others, they provide you tools to be able to design and lay out those pages. And some website builders are also hosting companies. So in order to display your website on the internet, you need a domain name, your actual web content, your site files, and a hosting company, which will serve up and maintain your site files and make you actually, like all of your files will be viewable online because you have a host. So what is a host? Hosting is servers that actually host and maintain your site files, and they make them visible on the web. So like I was saying, some Website builders include hosting and some do not. So for example, if you are using WordPress to build your site, you will need to use and manage a third-party web hosting service. So you'd actually have your web pages, building them on WordPress, and then you'd have a separate external hosting service that you'd be paying for. And you would be a lot of times in charge of making sure there are updates installed correctly, any patches, any backups, things like that. You're going to be maintaining that on that third-party server. Others, like Shine Pages or Squarespace or Wix, some of those that you might have heard of, the big names, they do include hosting along with the building tools to build out your site. So this hosting service includes things like your maintenance and your backups done for you. So you don't have to think about those things. It's included as a part of your monthly fee. Now, when we talk about hosting, you can also talk about your business emails. So, your name at yourdomain.com. Again, this is one of those things where it's actually a separate entity, but a lot of times it's bundled together, whether that's bundled together with the place where you bought your domain or the place where you're actually hosting your web pages or your builder. A lot of times it's kind of put in together as one. But again, you have the power and the control to decide who's going to host those business emails. It does need to be connected to a domain that you own. However, a lot of times you can purchase that email, those business emails, that business email hosting account from anywhere. So you can buy it through G Suite. I actually now have my emails hosted through Namecheap, again, where I bought some of my domains. I also bought some of my domains elsewhere, but I just have my business emails used through Namecheap. So I would go out to a separate site to check my emails. And then you can actually make sure they're all connected and hooked up so you can see them on your phone as well. But email hosting is, again, a separate thing. So there's domain hosting, there's web pages hosting or website, files, and then there's email hosting. So they're actually several different things, but again, a lot of times they're bundled all together. So again, example, that Namecheap, you can buy your email hosting from Namecheap and then access your emails, your inbox, through a website that you'd go to. I think it's called privateemail.com. You'd log in using your username and password that you create when you buy your email hosting, and then you'd be able to check your emails into your inbox and send things, etc. from there. Okay, so connecting your domain. This is where I'm going to switch over and I'll hop into the Shine Pages pages to show you. But again, you can get to connect at least 2 different domains no matter which Shine Pages plan that you're on. You get at least one for your website, and you can, if you choose, another one for your funnel. So it can be yourwebsite.com and then another one for yourfunnel.com, all under one account. So you don't need to, have 2 separate things or make them all together. You can have 2 separate domain names on one account. Let's see, what do I have here? You can connect your domain from any site. So you don't need to get a new domain or build a whole, new brand if you built your website on another platform. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually just disconnect it from that platform, and then you're going to connect it on another. I'm going to give the example of Shine Pages here. So in Shine Pages, we're going to go to your website settings, funnel settings, and go to domain. So I'm actually going to switch over and I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, so I pulled up just a demo template, and let's say this is the website that you're working on. So I'm going to show you where you'd actually go to connect your domain. So once you've purchased your domain, again, whether you've purchased a brand new domain from a domain registrar or you have an existing domain that you had purchased when you started building a site on a different platform, either way, you should have access to to manage that domain. So what you're going to do is you're going to go over here within your builder in Shine Pages. You're going to go to your website settings, and you're going to go to domains. This is going to be the same if you had started with a funnel and you didn't have it started with a website, but you started with a funnel instead. Let's say you are on your funnel here. So where you would go is funnel settings and then domain. So you're going to, in essence, go to your website settings, then domain, or your funnel settings and then domain. So I'm going to go back out to the website example just for this case. Website settings is the little gear or cog icon. I'm going to go to my domains here. So I'm going to show you two things. One, you do get a free system domain. This is a domain that you can use. It is a live site. You can share this with anybody. It is a live working link. This is your system domain. It will be everything before the shinepages.com is what you can actually alter and change. And how you would do that is you go right here to your gear icon and you'd click that and say change system subdomain. So this is where you can put your name here and then .shinepages.com and hit change. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I might already have done your name here for another demo, so I'm not sure if it's going to work or not, but that's what you would do. You just click the little gear icon and change that. Okay, so here's where you would go to actually connect the domain that you purchased. So I'm going to go to connect an existing domain, and here's where I'm going to type in my brand name. So before I do that, I'm going to just go check over here on my GoDaddy. I've purchased a bunch of different domains in the past just because I think, oh, I might want to use this or just kind of save this so nobody else can use it in the future. This one is brandyourspark.com. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use for this demo example. I'm going to delete it afterwards, but I'm going to start with brandyourspark.com. Right here, you don't need to put in any www beforehand. You just type in brandyourspark.com or your domain, your URL, and hit connect domain. This here is your instructions. This is how you're going to know what to change in your domain's records. And there's just two simple spaces where you need to change things on the A record and the CNAME record. Again, if I go right here, you'll see A record and my CNAME record. These are the two changes I need to make within my domain name. Okay, so I'm going to start by just copying this number here. Copy. I'm going to go over here to my domain manager. Again, wherever you bought your domain from, sometimes it's going to look like manage your domain. Sometimes it'll look like advanced settings. Sometimes it'll look like, I'm not sure the different terminology that different companies use, but in this case, I'm using the example of GoDaddy. I pulled up my list of domains, I clicked on one of the names of my domains, and this brings me to this page here. So if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, I will see an option to manage domain, or DNS. So you're going to manage DNS. This is where you want to go on any of your registrars, wherever you bought your domain from. This will be the same if you bought your domain on Squarespace or Shopify or Google Domains or what have you. You have that option to manage your domains, manage your DNS. Okay, so now I'm in the DNS records, the DNS management of this brandyourspark.com in this case. I have two records I needed to change. Again, if I clock over here, I see an A record and a CNAME record. The A record with the host or name of the @ symbol. If there's more than one A record, I'm going to want to choose the one that has the name of the @ symbol so that I know I'm using the right one. If there is not an A record here at all, you can add a new record. You can add one here, but in my case, I have an A record. I'm just going to edit it. So I'm going to hit the edit button, and I'm just going to paste that number that I had copied right into here. So again, my A record, this should be the value. So this is what the value is now. And I'm going to hit save. Okay, the next thing I need to do is my CNAME record. Again, there's probably multiple CNAME records. You just want the one that has www in it. So over here, I go into my CNAME. I see there's 4 different CNAME records. Here's the one with www. It has an @ symbol right now. What am I supposed to put in there? I'm supposed to put in brandyourspark.com. Again, no www, just the brandyourspark.com or yourdomain.com. So I'm going to just do this and hit save. That's it. That's all you do. Once you've saved those changes, then you're going to come back here. It can take They say up to 24 to 48 hours for your DNS records to populate across the internet and for everything to get connected. However, I found that it typically takes maybe a couple hours. Sometimes it's super fast. Sometimes you can connect and like a few minutes later, you'll find that you're all connected and good to go. One way to check that is, I'm going to toggle back. You can always go out to your domain and type in brandyourspark.com. And let's see, I'm guessing nothing's going to happen. Oh, it's already live. It's already available. So you can see that this was my builder. This is where I'm working in. But this site here is my new brandyourspark.com. The domain is already connected. Now you'll see up here in the corner it says not secure. Don't worry, that will become secure very quickly. In fact, if I refresh a few times, I bet it will change to a little lock symbol, because once the DNS record is complete and has fully connected, the SSL certificate, or your security of your site, will be installed automatically. So you don't need to do anything extra. You already have an SSL certificate as a part of your Shine Pages site. That will be installed automatically. It just can take a few minutes. Like I said, the overall propagation throughout the interwebs can take a little bit of time, but this happened to load very quickly. So let's just see here. If I keep doing that, oh, it already changed. So now you can see here, this, I now have a lock symbol, which means that this is now secure. I do have my SSL certificate installed for this site. So I am all good to go. So that's really it. So you would do the same exact steps with a funnel. Again, you're just going to either your website settings or your funnel settings, going to domain, and then here, connect an existing domain. You would type that in. You can also go here to your little cogwheel, toggle to open up this screen. You'll see that now it is green, which means go. Everything is in working condition. It's not red any longer. And again, we know that it's working because you can actually go to that domain and see your site. So that is the simple steps to connect your domain. If you have any questions, please feel free to either check the knowledge base or, of course, contact us through live chat or in our Facebook group. Feel free to ask any questions as well right in there. So I hope that answers some questions for everybody on domains, how to connect, how to transfer, all of those things. And yeah, good luck with everything. We can't wait to see you shine online.